Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Darlene and I recently lost 100 pounds eating a low-carb and good fat diet. It has changed my life. My husband Lou as well. He lost over 50 pounds and we are still working hard on it. Last year we retired and we moved from the northern end of Virginia to the beautiful southern end. It's been a real change of pace, but I can't tell you enough how much we are loving the country life. We get farm fresh eggs from a farmer down the street every single week, and they are so beautiful, as I'll show you later on in the video. And here we are returning from our monthly drive to a local and well-loved mineral spring. We pack up about 12 to 13 gallons, I would say, of fresh, clean, clear water. Oh my goodness, it is so delicious. Really, really, it's just beautiful. It's so crystal clear. I pack everything in glass bottles, mostly half-gallon jugs, and I keep them here in the mudroom, as well as nice and cold and ready to grab right in the refrigerator. This spring has been in use since 1938. It's a 40-minute trip for us, and we very much enjoy it. Today I want to show you some of my favorite low-carb, good-fat, healthy, simple suppers I enjoy very much, and we rotate them as often as possible. I always use organic ground beef. The beef I'm using here is from a half a cow we bought, well over a year ago now. It is so delicious, it's very much like a delicious steak burger. I always begin with my best friend in the kitchen, my cast iron pan. It is completely non-stick, as it is pretty old and well used. Even eggs don't stick. I divide the pound of beef in half. I season them well. I generally use salt and a little combination I keep on hand of onion and garlic powders. I also am cooking today with some rendered bacon grease, and I usually throw in about a tablespoon of butter just for some extra flavor. I keep it simple. There are no fillers, just meat. I also enjoy a splash of Worcestershire sauce. Now I just drizzle it right over the tops of the burgers. It kind of stays there. A little bit of it drips down into the sauce, which you can use for a gravy if you'd like. Of course, we won't be eating the buns with these burgers, but they're just so good the way they are. You don't need those buns. We don't even miss those carbs one bit. Make sure you season both sides. When I'm cooking something that has a lot of juice and fat, I'm usually very careful when I turn them over in the pan. Just flip the meat over slightly on top of the other meat and just gently slide it down into the pan. It really cuts way down on grease spills. Works perfectly every time and with any protein. I'm serving these burgers with my homemade, nutritious, probiotic sauerkraut, some slices of provolone cheese, a squirt of mustard. Notice there's no ketchup here. Ketchup, unless you get a sugar-free ketchup, which I just don't even like the taste of, there's an awful lot of sugar in ketchup, so be careful with that. I also put a little bit of my homemade mayonnaise. That is so good over a hamburger. It is just delicious. And in that homemade mayonnaise, I use an egg, some oil, a little salt, a little lemon, and just blend it all together really well. And it makes it nice and thick. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to keep fresh homemade mayonnaise in your home and not purchasing it from the grocery store where it is just absolutely jammed full of chemicals. And a little bit of cottage cheese. I will say I'm not happy with the Breakstone brand. It's very watery. I bought it for the first time in a long time this past week, and I just don't like it. I think the Aldi full-fat cottage cheese is so much better. A great, healthy, simple supper should leave you feeling calm, satisfied, clear-headed, and done for the night. Just building meals that work with your body instead of against it. On this next night, we are having spaghetti squash and shrimp. Simple, yes. Fabulous, yes. Many of you have asked me to show you how I cut up my squash. I'm very careful for sure. I just stab it on the side with a good sharp knife and rock the knife kind of back and forth. And eventually, with the friction of the knife and the kind of pounding it on the cutting board a little bit, that will split it all by itself. And that's about all you need to do. It's really a very simple process. I spoon out the seeds. I don't really care for roasting those seeds. A lot of you have suggested that I wash them off and kind of roast them up, but I know they're probably very healthy. I don't care for that, so I just trash them. And then I season it up like I do everything else very, very well with salt and onion and garlic and all that good stuff. I also put in on each little piece of squash, I'll put in about 2 tablespoons of butter. And yes, my onion and garlic seasonings go right in there, and a good sprinkle of Italian seasonings. Then I drizzle some good olive oil over the top and down into the well of each half of the squash. Place in a 350 oven for about 50 minutes to an hour. Make sure the squash is soft and comes apart from the sides easily. Take your squash out and start shredding it up. Just use a fork and very gently pull it away from the sides and from the bottom. All you should have left is a pile of yummy, beautiful spaghetti squash and 2 yellow empty shells. That is how you know you've done a very good job with your spaghetti squash. Now mix all that oil and butter that you put in there earlier with all those fabulous seasonings. Mix them around really, really thoroughly. You shouldn't have to add anything more. I cook up some Argentine wild-caught red shrimp. I get it from Sam's Club. You can also get it, I believe you can also get it at Costco and probably BJ's. It's frozen, but it thaws beautifully in a hot pan with some bacon grease and butter, 2 of my favorite flavor seasonings. I season it up again with salt and some garlic powder and some Italian seasonings as well. I use those seasonings very, very often. I keep my seasonings very simple. Let it cook till the shrimp turns a nice pink and white color, about 10 to 12 minutes. This is a fabulous simple supper fit for company any night. This next night, we're going to use some of that spaghetti squash. That you'll get a lot of spaghetti squash out of a medium-sized squash, and so I use this for at least 3 or 4 times during the week. And one of the ways I like to serve it is just put it in a pan with some bacon grease and a little bit of butter, a little bit of salt, and actually it's pretty much already seasoned from when you seasoned it, when you cooked it, so you shouldn't have to add too much, but I like those flavors in there. And then I had some bacon and I chopped it up and threw it over the top, and I served that with 2 of the most delicious New York strip steaks. This was a wonderful, wonderful supper, and of course I served it up with my delicious probiotic sauerkraut. If you'd like to know how to make that, look below and I will have my video down there to show you how easy it is to make your own probiotic-rich, healthy sauerkraut. was a night where I was not going to eat. I was going to fast, do a little bit of fasting. Now, I don't do that a lot. I'm not a great intermittent fasting person, but I do it once in a while. Just, if I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. And on this night, I was not hungry, but Lou was. So I thought, okay, well, I'll make him a meal. So this is what I did. And very often we would have a meal like this. We'd have 2 pieces of that salmon and that leftover spaghetti squash. This is the last night of the spaghetti squash. So that was a frozen salmon that I let defrost for, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes. And it was just so good. A little butter, a little bacon grease again. I used a lot of bacon grease this week because I had made some bacon and I rendered it. And that's why I had so much of it. And so I thought, yeah, I'm going to use that. I don't generally have that much bacon grease, but it really does ramp up your meals, I have to say. And so, yes, this was a delicious piece of salmon. I just put all my usual seasonings on it, my salt and my garlic and onion powders. And then on top of it, I sprinkled down some good old-fashioned yummy fresh lemon juice. And it was delicious. That spaghetti squash, I just put it in the pan and heated it up. And it was just so good. This meal I cook up some cabbage. Now usually, yes, cabbage for me usually means sauerkraut, but many times I like to just cut up cabbage and cook it down to where it becomes like a fettuccine type feel, a spaghetti kind of pasta-y, very soft and tender. It is absolutely fantastic, and when you see what I add to it, you'll want to make this meal because it is just so delicious. I'm going to take that cabbage and put it in a hot skillet with some butter and just let it cook way down. Put some salt in there and some of my Italian seasonings, a little bit of garlic powder as well. Let it cook down, and then later, once it's cooked and gotten nice and soft, I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese, just a good handful, and another good handful of mozzarella, shredded mozzarella cheese. Oh my goodness, that is just so delicious. And then I take some heavy cream. Now here's the secret here. Take some heavy cream. Pretend you're looking at a clock. Start up at 12. Pour the cream right out of the container and go clockwise around till you hit the 12 again, and that should be just enough cream. And I'm guesstimating that for this amount of cabbage, and that's about a quarter of that cabbage head, I would say about a half a cup of cream will do you just perfect for this particular dish. And get some tongs out or some good wooden spoons and really crank that up. Get all that cheese just melted in there and just let it stay on the heat for a little while. Look at that cheese on the tongs. Oh my goodness. And as good as it looks, that's as good as it tastes. It is a fabulous meal. These are some filet mignons that Lou and I bought at BJ's on sale, really marked down. I don't know, several weeks ago. I think I mentioned it on my last video. And all I did to kind of make this dinner go real fast. If you want to make beef cook faster, cut it up, slice it up nice and thin, and put it in a nice hot searing pan with butter and bacon grease if you want. I had a lot of bacon grease this week because I made bacon and I rendered the bacon, which I do when I have bacon. And so I used it as much as possible. Take those juices from your meat. Don't waste them. And go ahead and pour it right over the cooking cabbage. It is going to add just flavor, and more flavor. And that's what you want if you want to be satisfied with your low-carb, delicious, good fat meals. You want to make sure you're satisfied. And so when it's all nice and soft and rendered down, just put it on a plate. I kind of nest it a little bit on my plates and make it look just so beautiful. And it is creamy, and so the cabbage just melts in your mouth at this point. It's so delicious. And then I'm going to take that beef and put it right over the tops, because it's just a perfect place to put it. You know, kind of be artistic with your plates sometimes. And the beef, of course, it was just like butter. It was just so darn good. You know what? When you eat enough protein and you include satisfying fats, you can avoid some sugar spikes. Feel full longer. Stay full sooner. Reduce the urge to snack later. Eat low carb, good fat. Friends, thank you for joining me today. I will see you next time with more simple suppers. Oh, and those faux flowers. I want to show you how that turned out. So join me on my next video next week. Bye, friends. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you soon. Lord bless.